Hey everybody, it's David Dyer, and welcome to Idioms episode 36. I'm your host, and Idioms is my mini-cast. 5 minutes at the most, about the same time it takes your printer to align itself. And as the name implies, I talk about idioms. Those phrases we say in everyday conversation that seem completely out of place, yet you know exactly what they mean by the way they're being used. Good! So let's go. This is Idioms episode 36, and the idiom we're going to cover today is, "That's my 2 cents." You've heard it. So Spielberg and I are chatting over hot cocoa. This is a while ago. He doesn't do cocoa anymore. And he's like, "I think the aliens should stay, have kids, get a job, become an earthling." And I'm like, "I thought you said you wanted the aisles filled with tears, and now you want to make him a CPA? He's gotta leave." And do what you want, but that's my 2 cents. Literal meaning, to hand someone 2 pennies and let them know that's all the money you have in the world. Contextual meaning, to share one's opinion, generally when it's not asked for, or expressing one's opinion with politeness and humility. So let's explore the origin. There are several theories on this one, but we're only going to use one source because they did such a beautiful job, and it's Quora.com. They say some people feel this one comes from the game of poker and most specifically references the ante that starts the game. And putting in a small ante, 2 cents, represents both the entering of the game and the entering of the conversation. I still can't believe we actually watch poker on TV. Baffling. This may have some merit, but I think it seems a little bit of a stretch, and maybe I feel that way because I'm just not a card player. Maybe if playing cards involved tackling somebody, but to sit there all night next to a bowl of Chex Mix while people are puffing on King Edwards? No thanks. There's also the belief that the phrase comes from the early cost of postage in England. They used to have something called a 2-penny post, which costs, you guessed it, 2 cents. And that was the normal charge of sending a letter that may contain someone's thoughts, feelings, or opinions. I think that's plausible. I mean, I like it more than the poker reference. And 2 cents to send a letter? 2 cents to tell somebody who's far away from you that you love them? What a deal! Now a forever stamp costs 55 cents, and I don't know anyone in my life who's worth that much. Of course, 55 cents to send a letter is still a hell of a deal. The only people complaining about the price of stamps are people who still refer to movies as talkies. And lastly, Quora.com gives us a possible origin story that melts the heart. They say there's a chance the saying comes from both the Gospel of Mark and the Gospel of Luke, where there's a story of several wealthy temple patrons who donated large sums of money to the Temple of Jerusalem. But a poor little old widow placed 2 small coins, her 2 cents, into the offering and found greater favor with Jesus because she gave all of her money to the temple, while the wealthy patrons only parted with a small piece of their fortune. Let's just hope it wasn't a mistake and she tossed those coins in expecting to get a jug of that wine Jesus was making for everybody. What if that poor lady was just hanging around for hours before she realized she'd been shafted? I'm just saying, I wouldn't blame her. When I toss a few shekels into the basket, I'm expecting a sip of wine. And a wafer. Some say this idiom goes hand in hand with the phrase "a penny for your thoughts," which was a 16th century English phrase used when someone wanted your opinion. Obviously, some people took advantage of the open invitation and spilled so much rhetoric that they felt their thoughts were worth 2. Ah, the birth of social media. We found it. Whatever the true origin is, we can all agree that it signifies adding a little bit of your own spice to a conversation. And I like the humble approach. It's just a way to politely let someone know what you're thinking. I just gently put it out there. That's what I think. There's my 2 cents for what it's worth. Take it or leave it. Oh, you're leaving it? Well, let me tell you something, pal. I got more sense in this little change purse called a brain, whether you want them or not. So that's it. Episode 36 of Idioms is complete, and in case you're looking for some guidance, I have plenty of family members who would gladly give you their opinion for free. No asking necessary. I'm your host, David Dyer. Thanks for listening. Check back for new episodes every Tuesday and Friday, but until then, I'll catch you on the flip side.